Whoopi Goldberg getting suspended by The View isn't karma, and I wouldn't want it if it was. People have to learn to disagree in this country and not hate for it. Whoopi is misinformed on many aspects of the COVID debate. After she got it recently, she said that being vaccinated, quote, doesn't stop Omicron. She's allowed to be wrong. It's 11 a.m.
Whoopi Goldberg resigned from The View after a brutal takedown by Bill Maher live on TV? What went so wrong that Whoopi decided to call it quits? Tensions exploded, hard truths were laid bare, and the fallout was impossible to ignore. Whoopi, usually quick with a snappy comeback, tried to fight back, but this time she was up against the wrong person. This shocking clash left her speechless, exposed, and ultimately walking away from The View. The moment was so intense, even the audience couldn't believe what they were witnessing. So how did it all unfold? Stay with me, because this is one showdown you don't want to miss.
I got so many texts this week because she attacked me the week before.
Sure.
So she was, everybody was like, oh, Bill, I get you're enjoying the karma, but there is no thing as karma, okay? Get over that.
It all started when Bill Maher, never one to hold back, launched into a full-blown rant about cancel culture, woke politics, and what he called the slow death of open debate. His words were sharp, direct, and unapologetic, cutting through the usual media fluff and challenging not just the audience, but the very foundation of The View's brand of discourse. His message: the world was tired of manufactured outrage and politically driven narratives. As expected, the panel, known for its fiery debates, was quick to push back. Whoopi, an industry veteran, had handled countless heated discussions before. She had faced political commentators, celebrities, and even co-hosts who opposed her, always managing to hold her own. But this time, things took a turn no one saw coming. She was ready, at least she thought she was. Whoopi, usually unshakable with her quick wit and sharp comebacks, found herself stepping into unfamiliar territory. Maher wasn't playing by the usual talk show rules. He wasn't there to trade sound bites or dance around the issue. He was there to call out the hypocrisy, and he didn't hold back. His words hit harder than expected. Instead of delivering a confident rebuttal, Whoopi hesitated, her usual authority wavering. For a moment, the studio felt different, tense, almost suffocating. The audience, normally quick to cheer her on, fell silent, waiting to see how she would respond. But before we get to that intense moment, let's rewind a bit and see exactly how things unraveled. Because this wasn't just another debate, this was a turning point. Let's be honest, this wasn't Whoopi's first time at the center of a media storm. She's no stranger to controversy. From her shocking Holocaust remarks that led to a suspension, to her fiery, unfiltered clashes with Meghan McCain, Whoopi has always been in the thick of heated debates. But through it all, she remained unshaken. Her confidence, unbreakable. Her presence, commanding. She never backed down, no matter how intense the backlash. But this time, something was different. The tension in the air was heavier, not just for Whoopi, but for everyone in the room. The usual authority in her voice, it wavered. For the first time, it seemed like she wasn't sure how to handle the moment. And the way the conversation unfolded, it was unlike anything she had ever faced before. The View is no stranger to intense arguments. But this wasn't a typical clash of opinions. This was a direct challenge to Whoopi's credibility, her influence, and maybe even her place on the show itself. When Bill Maher took the stage, he didn't just share an opinion, he unleashed a verbal storm. He called out The View for what he described as divisive, performative outrage, accusing the show of stifling real debate and pushing one-sided narratives under the guise of progressive ideals. His tone wasn't just critical, it was cutting, relentless, and unapologetic. And then, when Whoopi stepped in to challenge him, confident that she could shut him down like she had done with so many others before, Maher didn't just push back, he went straight for the jugular. For a woman who always has a sharp comeback, a dismissive laugh, or a fiery retort, Whoopi Goldberg was suddenly silent. The seconds stretched. The audience, normally quick to applaud her, sat frozen, holding its breath. It wasn't just a heated exchange, it was a defining moment. And in that silence, it became clear. This wasn't just another on-air argument. This was a turning point that could change The View forever. And that's when the rumors started flying. Was this Whoopi's breaking point? Insiders close to The View claimed that behind the scenes, tensions were at an all-time high. Whoopi, known for brushing off criticism, was reportedly more frustrated than ever. The backlash wasn't just online, it was coming from all sides. And this time, it wasn't fading away. After over 15 years as one of The View's most recognizable hosts, Maybe, just maybe, it was time for her to step away. Was she tired of the constant battles, exhausted from the endless controversies? Or was it the realization that the tides were shifting and her once unshakable presence on the show wasn't as untouchable as it seemed? One thing is clear, this moment rattled her. And if she really does walk away, it won't just be a personal decision. It could change The View forever. Would the show survive without its most dominant voice? Or would it crumble under the weight of its own controversies? Now here's the thing, when someone like Whoopi, a woman who has dominated Hollywood and television for decades, suddenly goes quiet, that's when you know the impact was real. This wasn't just a disagreement. This wasn't just another heated exchange on The View. No, this was something bigger. She didn't just lose the argument, she lost control of the room, the energy shifted. You could feel it in the silence that followed. Even her co-hosts, usually quick to jump in and back her up, seemed hesitant, unsure. And in the days that followed, something even stranger happened. Whoopi started skipping post-show interviews, a rare move for someone who usually thrives in the spotlight. Whispers of tension backstage grew louder. Staffers claimed she seemed distant, withdrawn. Was she quietly plotting her exit, or was the relentless pressure finally catching up to her? And let's not forget, the audience felt it. The usual energy, the laughter, the cheers, the applause, gone. You could hear a pin drop. Even the loyal fans in the crowd seemed unsure of how to react. It was the kind of moment that makes you realize something had changed. Now let's face it, Whoopi Goldberg isn't just another host on The View. She's been the face of the show for years, the voice of authority, the anchor that keeps the panel together, even when debates get heated. Losing her, that's not just a minor shakeup, it's a massive blow to the show's future. A shift that could send shockwaves through the entire production. We've seen big personalities come and go. Meghan McCain stormed off. Rosie O'Donnell had her feuds. Even Barbara Walters, the show's creator, eventually stepped away. But Whoopi, she's different. She's been the glue, the presence that gave The View its authority, its bite, and for many viewers, its credibility. And if she walks away, who steps up? Joy Behar, she's been there for years, but can she command the same level of respect? Sunny Hostin, she's sharp, but does she have the gravitas to lead the table? And what about newcomers? Can The View survive yet another shakeup? Or are we witnessing the beginning of its downfall? Because here's the truth, without Whoopi, The View isn't just losing a co-host, it's losing a force. And the real question is, can it recover? And let's not ignore the elephant in the room. Did Bill Maher just end Whoopi Goldberg's run on The View? Or was this just another fiery exchange in the never-ending culture war? This wasn't just another debate. It wasn't the usual back and forth where both sides walked away unscathed. No, this moment felt different. It wasn't just about politics or cancel culture anymore. This was personal. Whoopi Goldberg, the outspoken, unshakable voice of The View, found herself in a position she rarely experiences, on the losing end of a debate, with no solid comeback, no witty retort, nothing to soften the blow. And Maher, he walked away looking like the voice of reason, while Whoopi was left scrambling. And now fans are asking, is this it for Whoopi? Has she finally had enough of the controversy, the backlash, the constant fights? Or is this just a temporary storm that she'll weather like she always has? One thing's for sure, this wasn't just another heated discussion. This was a turning point, and whether Whoopi stays or goes, the fallout from this showdown is far from over. But now, I want to hear from you. Do you think Whoopi is really stepping down, or is this just another case of media hype? And what about Bill Maher? Did he go too far, or was this a long overdue reality check? Let's keep the conversation going. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Hit that like button if you want more updates. And make sure to subscribe because trust me, you don't want to miss what happens next. See you soon.